What do the Somalians have to do with this Afghan guy who shot the national?
Nothing, but Somalians have caused a lot of trouble. They're ripping us off for a lot of money. There's a tremendous amount of money going back to Somalia. We have Ilhan Omar, who does nothing but complain about our country and our Constitution. And she comes from a country with practically no country. It's devastated, it's crime-ridden, it's a mess, it's a disgrace. And we took their people at a tremendous... We're not taking their people anymore. We're not taking their people. And we're getting a lot of their people out because they're nothing but trouble.
Examine green cards for 19 countries. As you can see on your screen there, the 19 countries from African countries, Middle East, some in South America. Evan, how is he going to be able to implement this? Because they're talking about a loyalty test as well. Is this a real thing that they're going to actually try to implement all this?
America isn't divided by race or religion. It's divided by intelligence. And tonight, I'm bringing you a video that proves it. LV Nation put this video together perfectly, and I had to give you guys my honest take. Because if you still don't understand why Trump's locking down immigration, this will make it painfully obvious. Let's get right to the video.
News, big bad news for Ilhan Omar and also in Minnesota, Tim Walz and also Somalis, who are over 82,000 of them. There is something big happening right now with the Trump administration and the move that they just pulled, including President Trump. So President Trump makes a huge announcement. He vows to pause all immigration into the United States from third world countries, rips the thousands of Somalians taking over Minnesota. Trump also vowed to denaturalize migrants who undermine domestic tranquility. So he basically is pursuing a reverse migration, and you can watch all of this on CNN. Everybody is talking about it. Reverse migration. Trump says he's had enough of it. He wrote a huge piece on Truth Social that we can read. But let me actually bring you to this right now, because CNN is overly panicking by showing this. That again, the young lady by the name of Sarah, if I'm not mistaken, she passed away. She was maliciously attacked by an Afghan national who entered in 2021. And again, we know that the courts ended up stopping Trump from taking away the protected status of a lot of Afghan nationals who entered in 2021. That was one of Trump's first moves that happened back in April. So a lot of
And guys, I don't mean to pause it at such a great time, but the thing I don't like is how CNN, MS now is like now always trying to fearmonger you into something. And they want you to believe this guy that attacked those guards or anybody illegal for that sense deserves to stay here. I mean, when they repeatedly commit crime, I mean, when do you attack the problem? When do you stop this stuff from actually happening? Let's keep going, guys. I'm telling you, you got to check this video out because he breaks this one down perfectly.
of people on the left are using the fact that this dude was granted asylum under Trump against President Trump. But we'll get to all of that. Let me just show you right now the big, huge announcement against the Somalis in Minnesota and also Ilhan Omar.
He went cuckoo. I mean, he went nuts. And that happens too. It happens too often with these people. You see them. But look, this is how they come in. This is how they're standing on top of each other. And that's an airplane. There was no vetting or anything. They came in unvetted. And we have a lot of others in this country. We're going to get them out. But they go cuckoo. Something happens to them.
Now, within hours of this shooting, the president moved to justify an even more intense immigration crackdown. The director of United States Citizenship and Immigration Services announced that at the president's direction, he was ordering the re-examination of all green cards issued to people from countries of concern. That includes about 19 countries, including Afghanistan, Iran, Venezuela, among many others. The president last night also calling for what he described as reverse migration. In a lengthy post to social media, he wrote, quote, "I will permanently pause migration from all third world countries and remove anyone who is not a net asset to the United States." We have, of course, asked the White House and State Department for clarity on what countries that would impact. Attorney General Pamela Bondi, meanwhile, says that the Justice Department will do everything in their power to seek the death penalty for this suspect.
All right. So that is the big news. Again, utter panic in CNN as reverse immigration, reverse migration.
I'm noticing is they say don't stereotype. Don't stereotype. I say fix the pattern so there's nothing to notice. There's no stereotype to notice. Fix the pattern first. because they want America to be the only country where the guest insults the host and the host has to apologize. I'm not liking that at all, man. That's not the country that I want to live in, and that's not the country that I don't think we, you know, are headed with Trump being the leader. Let's keep going, guys. I'm not going to pause it as much. Make sure you're liking the video. Please subscribe.
Is what Trump is pushing for. And again, Trump made it very, very clear that he is talking about the Somalis in Minnesota. And again, there's a lot going on in the United States of America as to what has happened in the last 4 years and what Trump, as soon as he got into office, was talking about. And even before getting into office, what he was talking about. So here we go. Let's actually go to a back and forth that Trump had with a reporter that asked, what does Ilhan Omar or her supporters or Somalis in Minnesota have anything to do with this? Watch Trump's response here.
What do the Somalians have to do with this Afghan guy who shot the national?
Nothing, but Somalians have caused a lot of trouble. They're ripping us off for a lot of money. There's a tremendous amount of money going back to Somalia. What the hell are we paying money to Somalia for?
Here you go. He says we're getting all of them out. He spoke about Ilhan Omar. He says we're getting them all out. So you have reverse migration happening, a crackdown coming. So again, more chaos coming. Now, we also had news that this particular individual that did the attack, that took one of the lives of our servicemen and women, one of the lives of a woman, he was working prior with CIA. So many people are calling on Trump to take action and figure out what is happening and what is the link between CIA and this guy. So again, ladies and gentlemen, Trump making the case that they were not vetted. Many other people are making the cases that how in the world can America bring in a whole bunch of people that are America hating, that literally grew up where a lot of JD Vance made this point, and then we'll go on to Ilhan Omar because she again responds to this, and we got to show you the response. But JD Vance said, "How can you bring in the same people that suffered from what we did to those places?" You got to understand, America, and by this is why a lot of people voted for Trump, is because we are anti-war. But a lot of the stuff that we did in invasions, destabilizing the Middle East, the CIA operations that we were a part of, we're going to bring all those people that hate America after we did all of that? You don't think at some point? So this is a point. If you guys get where I'm going, you don't think they're going to take action? They're in America for free. These are the same America that bombed for years the Middle East. Trump has said this himself. But again, that does not mean you then take in a whole bunch of these refugees thinking that they're going to assimilate, because they're not. So again, that is one of the big worries. That again,
Exactly.
back to what Trump said here, and back to the reverse migration that CNN was reporting on. Let's actually go to what exactly Ilhan Omar did. She went up on stage. She ended up going for like a whole 12 minutes speaking about Trump. But again, this is what she had to say in response to Trump and how she is panicking about the fact that now Minnesota is under the spotlight.
Because if you believe in law and order, you understand that if a person commits a crime, they face justice. And that you don't put that crime on a whole community. What we also know is that there is not a single evidence that the president or his coonies have put forth that there are any single resource from taxpayers in Minnesota that has gone to aid and abet terrorism.
So again, she says that this language is dangerous. She says that there is no proof. But again, when you look at the stations up in Minnesota, you look at these stations like the Fox over there, and I think there's another station that were literally speaking about the crimes committed by the Somalis that had came as refugees, and the crimes that they were committing, the fraud that they were committing, and then how it linked to Al-Shabaab. Take a listen.
Scale fraud. A report from the Manhattan Institute claims members of the Somali community siphoned off millions of dollars in state subsidies.
Minnesotans are fed up. They see their dollars being stolen by fraudsters, and they are working harder than ever just to make ends meet. So Minnesotans are fed up with the fraud and the lack of accountability.
I was curious about that, Representative, because Minnesotans keep electing very liberal politicians tolerant of this type of cultural rot and judges that let these people off the hook of any sense of accountability. And I do wonder if there's ever a tipping point for the people of Minnesota. Do they?
That's the thing, man. Once you get into this cycle of you just I vote blue no matter who, you know, you find yourself in a detrimental amount of poverty because these people expect, like Madami, for example, to just keep giving free stuff, keep giving free stuff, and then they wonder why they gotta pay taxes so much. They wonder why there's just so much ways to siphon money from you. It's so many ways to siphon money from you. I mean, Ilhan Omar, for example, she's worth millions upon a millions. Then she want to go, I don't even have $100,000. I mean, they just go up there and lie year after year just to get elected, and then nothing ever changes. She's the enemy within. She is actually the enemy within, getting all these Somalis over here. I mean, I don't want to say it because YouTube terms of service, but like it could get crazy with what she has going on over there. It can get crazy. What do you guys think? Please leave me a comment down below. Like the video, man.
They ever say enough is enough? It would seem that autism fraud should be that tipping point.
Yes, I think autism fraud and all the other vectors of fraud have brought Minnesotans to the tipping point. People had no idea the scope and scale of this. And unfortunately, I'm not sure we still have a handle on it. I think we are really at the tip of the iceberg. But as these charges come down, as these indictments are handled out, we keep peeling back the layers of the onion. So it started with childcare fraud, then it went to Feeding Our Future. Now we're at autism centers, sober homes, non-emergency medical transportation, integrated community supports. I mean, there's a long list, and we are just getting started.
And that might not even be the most scandalous part, the fraud, because there are indications as well that this money not only went to fund lavish lifestyles, but it was sent back to Somalia. We know how much Somalia takes in the form of remittances. And that money going into Somalia, according to the City Journal, is also making its way to terror groups in Somalia, like Al-Shabaab. And just as a reminder to anybody watching, Al-Shabaab has a long history of terror incidents.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Al-Shabaab's terror incidents.
Can't make it
November 2025, May 2025, March 2025. So there is a lot going on in Somalia. And again, the money that is being brought back to Somalia is really keeping their economy afloat throughout all these reports that we have been reading about. So it's been pretty crazy to find all this stuff out. But
And all this money that she's siphoning, I mean, she has a bunch of millions. Why don't she go there and make Somalia better? They want to come here and be political activists and stand strong for something that they really believe in. If you really cared and loved your people, why don't you go over there? It's because I kind of hate when foreigners do that. They come here, oh, I want to make money and send it back and help my people. Okay, you made money. Now go back and try to make it better there. Why are you putting these problems on Americans? Oh, it's bad there. It's bad there, and you bring the people here. What is going to end up happening here? It's going to be bad here. Why spread that virus here? You know, it's like going over there getting Ebola, then coming back to the U.S. and just spreading it away. I mean, I mean, let me know if I make sense. Maybe I don't.
here we go. You know, Trump not playing around. I'm going to show you a disturbing video right after this. But he says, and by the way, what Trump's announcement, he made it on X, 47.7 million views. And he posted this very late. So this is exactly what he had to say on Thanksgiving. He says, a very happy Thanksgiving salutation to all our great American citizens and patriots who have been so nice in allowing our country to be divided, disrupted, and carved up, murdered, beaten, mugged, and laughed at, along with certain other foolish countries throughout the world for being politically correct. It's just plain stupid. When it comes to immigration, the United States foreign population stands at 53 million people, consensus, which is the census, most of which are on welfare from failed nations or from prisons, mental institutions, gangs, or drug cartels. They and their children are supported through massive payments from patriotic Americans, citizens who have decided to help with their beautiful hearts, do not want to complain or cause trouble in any way, shape, or form. They put up with it, which happens to occur in our country, but it's eaten them alive to do so. A migrant earning $30,000 with a green card will get roughly 50,000 in yearly benefits for their family. The real migrant population is much higher. This refugee burden is the leading cause to social dysfunction in America, something that did not exist after World War II. Failed schools, high crime, urban decay, overcrowded hospitals, housing shortages, and large deficits. As an example, hundreds of thousands of refugees from Somalia are completely taking over the great state of Minnesota. Somalian gangs are roving the streets looking for prey as our wonderful people stay locked in their apartments and houses, hoping against hope. Wow, hoping against hope that they will be left alone. The seriously retarded governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, does nothing either through fear, incompetence, or both. While the congresswoman in our country, Ilhan Omar, always wrapped her swaddling hijab, and who probably came into the U.S. illegally, in that you are not allowed to marry your brother. Oh my goodness, that is what Trump is saying. He is saying that she married her brother, and that does nothing but hatefully complain about our country, its constitution, and how badly she is treated, when her place of origin is a decadent, backward, and crime-ridden nation, which is essentially not even a country for lack of government, military, police, schools, etc. Even as we have progressed technologically, immigration policy has eroded those gains and living conditions for many. I will permanently pause migration from all third world countries to allow the U.S. system to fully recover, terminate all the millions of Biden legal admissions, including those signed by sleepy Joe Biden's auto pen, and remove anyone who is not a net asset to the United States or is incapable of loving our country, and all federal benefits and subsidies to non-citizens of our country, denaturalize migrants who undermine domestic tranquility, and deport any foreign national who is public charge, security risk, or non-compatible with Western civilization. These goals will be pursued with the aim of achieving a major reduction in illegal and disruptive populations, including those who are admitted through and authorized and illegal through the illegal auto pen approval process. Only reverse migration can fully cure this situation. Other than that, happy Thanksgiving to all, except those who that hate, steal, murder, and destroy everything that America stands for. You won't be here for long.
So the thing about that is, it was a really, really good message, but people always want to argue. America was built on immigration. America was built on immigration. I go, you're right, but it wasn't built on ignoring the border. That country welcomed people in that came through the front door, not those who break in through the back. And that is what's been so detrimental to the people that's paying taxes and that's supporting these people that broke the law. Keep going, guys.
Holy moly. That is the message that Trump has for Ilhan Omar. That is the message that Trump has for the Biden pen saga of the auto pen, that he really, a lot of the times, a lot of people say that he really wasn't even in charge throughout all of that time. So
Obama.
there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And why is Trump saying this? Why is he saying this? Well, is it because he sees things like this? Many people have been talking about this video in particular.
Condemned it.
Let me actually play this real quick.
Not a great look. The mayor condemned it. The White House condemned it. But what about Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib? She reps Dearborn. Is she okay with her constituents chanting death to America? Fox Business correspondent Hillary Vaughn asked her. Watch.
Congresswoman Tlaib.
Fox News. I don't talk to Fox News.
At a rally in your district, people were chanting death to America. Do you condemn?
I do not talk to Fox News.
But do you condemn chants of death to America?
I don't talk to people that use racist tropes.
Why can't you just say whether or not you condemn people chanting death to America? Why are you afraid to talk to Fox?
Fox News is not listen, using racist tropes towards my community is what Fox.
My community. I think this is what a lot of people have a lot of problem with. I think this is what the foundational Black Americans, I know a lot of people are probably whatever you may feel about foundational Black Americans, because what they've done is that they've excluded themselves from uh, other Black people who have come into the United States. There's a lot of people who have come and migrated into the United States using what they feel is Black American tropes, like she was saying. So a lot of Black Americans, like Tariq Nasheed or different people, they said, you know what, we're done with the whole. We're identifying as a whole under this umbrella of Black. We are just American. We are Black Americans who have been here for generations. So there's a lot of people who have love for America, love America. No matter what its history, whatever you've gone through in America, you just love living here because your family's here and you've been here for generations. So you love America. A lot of people are saying that the case here is people like Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar, they believe that their communities are like back home.
Yeah.
So the fact is that a lot of people have this thought about them. Even people on the left, some, they say, wait a minute, what do you mean your community? You're in America. You serve as a congresswoman for America. What do you mean your people? Your people are Americans. Are they not? So that is the huge friction between the Trump administration and Republicans and Democrats. Now, of course, you have the radicals on the right and you have the radicals on the left. You have the radicals on the right who are just fully anti-immigration. Then you have the radicals on the left who believe that there should be no borders. I don't stand with either side. I try to really just be common sense. If I live in the United States of America, I must defend this home. I must defend my home. I have family in New York City. I have family in a lot of states, really, in the United States. We love the United States of America.
If loving America makes me dangerous, then I'd probably rather be dangerous than disposable. Let me know, do you want a border or a social experiment? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you're new, and as always, let me know what you react to. We're out.